Hi, guys. I'm back with another podcast episode. This is the Black and Gold podcast, a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, episode 2. In today's podcast episode, we are going to be talking about the second preseason game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is hosted by JOWTTD, aka Joey Tobias. This is the Black and Gold podcast, a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, hosted by me, JOWTTD, Joey Tobias, and we are going to be talking about the second preseason game of the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Um, I'm sorry that this podcast episode is coming out late, but my live streams are going to be coming out later than normal now because I am living at my grandparents' house, and um, my live streams will come out depending on when my grandparents go to bed, and I can't really talk that loud either. So typically, I would do a podcast episode for an hour and a half, but because this podcast episode is coming out late, and I don't want to do this podcast episode super late. I'll probably do this podcast episode for about an hour, and I should be able to go everything I want to say about this second preseason game that the Pittsburgh Steelers were in about like a half an hour, and then we can talk about the game, and then I'll end the podcast. So, once again, this is the Black and Gold podcast, a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, hosted by me, JOWTTD, Joey Tobias. I'm about to start the podcast episode in about a minute, so if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and if you're a part of Steelers Nation, if you are a part of the Black and Gold, if you are a part of the six-time Super Bowl champs, you will like this podcast. So I'm about to start up this podcast in about 30 seconds. Go everything I need to go over about the Pittsburgh Steelers and today's game. Yes, I do know that the game ended 2 hours ago. Like I said, this is a late podcast episode because I am living with my grandparents now, and it depends on what time they go to bed. But, anyways, we're going to get into the podcast episode now. Like I said, this is the Black and Gold podcast, a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, episode number 2, hosted by JOWTTD or Joey Tobias, whatever you want to call me. So, this is the second preseason game of the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers played the New York Jets at home, and I have a lot to say. So the Pittsburgh Steelers once again had a good defensive game. I could always credit the Steelers defense because the Steelers defense always plays well, and they had another good game. Offensively, the Steelers did not do well. They did not score any points at all, and they did terrible on offense. And before I decided to make this podcast, I did make some live streams about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this was a common problem that I mentioned last year about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is more times than not, the Pittsburgh Steelers would have a terrible game offensively, like where they wouldn't be able to get their offense going, they wouldn't be able to do anything, and I mean, this is a preseason game. We're testing the waters. We're seeing what players work with what, and we're testing a lot of rookies like Will Howard and Drew Eller, and yeah, like I said, we can't be doing that in the regular season. The offensive game that we had today, we can't be doing it in the regular season, or we are going to be losing every single game. So something with that needs to turn around. Like we can't be having that. So The Steelers played good defensively, offensively. They played terrible, and I'm about to get into it. So here is the stats. So the Pittsburgh Steelers punted the ball 4 times. They punted the ball 4 times. The Pittsburgh Steelers had 6 penalties. Yep, penalties again. At least they cut it in half from last week. Last week, the Pittsburgh Steelers had 11 penalties in the game against the Green Bay Packers, but this week they cut it in half, and you know, you know, you know. Okay, Frodo got banned. Told you, Joey. They're doomed. They're not doomed. Just because they did terrible in a preseason game doesn't mean they're doomed. I mean, it's a preseason game. What do you expect? They're testing people out. They're testing their starters out. They're testing their rookies out. They're testing people to see who is going to make the team and who isn't. I'm counting on Drew Eller and everything on my stats here. I believe all these people are going to make the team, so I don't know. It's not really an argument. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, they have to go up against Dexter Lawrence and Brian Cook twice this season. But who cares? Who cares? Like, most of the time, we beat our rivals once and we lose to them once. With the Steelers, it's 50 Steelers. The team I can count on beating twice is the Cleveland Browns. We're going to at least beat the Cleveland Browns twice. Don't even get me started with the Cleveland Browns because I'm going to go on a rant and I don't really want to do that. I'm just trying to do my podcast here. I don't have time to rant about the Cleveland Browns or the Baltimore Ravens or the Cincinnati Bengals right now. I'm trying to get through this podcast episode. But anyway, yeah, so the Steelers punted the ball 4 times. They had 6 penalties. Rant about them. I don't want to rant. This is my podcast episode. J-Dubs, it's preseason. We're not doomed. Randall, sup, Joey? I get what you mean, Randall. What's up, Randall? I'm doing my podcast episode, and J-Dubs, doomed? We're not doomed. I agree with J-Dubs. This is the preseason. But anyway, I got to get back to my podcast now. For the people that are actually trying to watch the podcast. But anyways, like I said, the Steelers punted the ball 4 times. They had 6 penalties, which, like I said, they cut it in half. They cut it in half from last week, so that's good. Knockout, what's up, Goofy Goober? What's up, Goofy Goober? I'm doing my podcast right now, the Black and Gold podcast, the Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. So I'm going over the most recent Steelers game that happened today. Randall, go Steelers, Randall. Also, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they also missed a field goal as well, which would have been the only points that the Pittsburgh Steelers would have scored in this game. I did not say what the score of the game was earlier, but the Steelers lost 17. They lost 17-0, but like I said earlier, what the Steelers showed me is a common problem that they had in the regular season last year, and that was our offense. We had a lot of games where our offense was not able to do anything, and that's exactly what happened in this preseason game. Frodo got banned. Steelers will go one. Yeah, I don't believe that. You're a moron. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. Plus, you keep interrupting my podcast, so yeah, you're going to have to be removed for, interrupting my pod. This guy's interrupted my podcast twice now. But anyways, yeah, the Steelers missed a field goal. They missed a field goal. Will Howard, number 18, was 10 for 15 for 2 interceptions and a sack. Joseph Pugh 1331. Am I banned? Can you see this? No, you're not banned, Joseph, and I can see you. I am trying to go over my podcast, however. But yeah, Will Howard was 10 for 15 for two interceptions and a sack, which he did worse than he did last week. Will Howard actually had a good game last week. This week he had a terrible game by throwing two interceptions and being sacked. Knockout. Did Aaron play today? No, Aaron Rodgers did not play today. He did not play today. Maybe Aaron Rodgers will play in Game 3 against the Bills. We shall see. But Will Howard was 10 for 15 for two interceptions and a sack. He did good last week, but he did terrible this week. So the battle for the third string quarterback is still on between Drew Eller and Will Howard. Drew Eller, number 16, he was 11 for 23 for 110 yards and three sacks. So Drew Eller had another good game, other than the fact that he did get sacked three times, which is never good. Never good. Never good to be sacked three times, and he got sacked three times. And I'm like, okay, well, this stems from another Steelers common problem. The Steelers have had an offensive line issue for years now. So another common issue for the Steelers is their offensive line. And I know that Broderick Jones is injured right now for the Steelers. Broderick Jones was projected to be one of the starters, I believe, this season, but he's out with an injury right now. So, yeah, that takes a hit to our offensive line, but our offensive line has been another issue that we have to really deal with. I mean, we did draft some people to fix that issue, so we'll see what happens there. But Drew Eller was 11 for 23 for 110 yards from three sacks. Um, okay, so what about the running backs? So number 20, Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson made his first preseason start. He had 10 carries for 39 yards. And the next running back, number 13, Rico Dwaddle, he had 5 carries for 18 yards. So our our so yeah basically basically we had a decent running game in this game. That's something that the Steelers could always get better at, is running the ball. The Steelers could always get better at running the ball, but the Steelers have a couple good running backs and receiving backs, running backs this year. So, it's just the preseason game. I know they're not going to be doing much of running the ball or passing to the running back, but we did decent running the ball today. The top three wide receivers for this game was Ben Skoranek. He had 3 catches for 26 yards. Number 83, Robert Tonyan, 2 catches for 17 yards. And number 14, Roman Wilson, 2 catches for 16 yards. So Robert Tonyan is another name on this list. He was on my list last week for being a good player. Well, it looks like his name has showed up again. Now, Robert Tonyan, number 83, he's probably going to be the third string tight end between Pat Freiermuth and, oh my God, what the hell's his name? Washington. I'm just going to say his last name, Washington. So, Washington. So, yeah, Robert Tonyan is looking to be a good third string tight end for the Steelers. Roman Wilson had 2 catches for 16 yards. I talked about this last week in the first preseason game for the Steelers, but Roman Wilson is in battle for third string wide receiver with Gurmy Bernard. So it's going to be a nice battle for third string wide receiver. Is it going to be Roman Wilson or is it going to be Gurmy Bernard? So far to me, it looks like it might be Gurmy Bernard that's going to get the third string spot, but we shall see. The battle continues. Gurmy Bernard did good last week, and Roman Wilson did good this week, so we shall see. The Steelers were on third down conversions was 5 for 16 to 31%. So the Steelers didn't do very good on third down conversions. And fourth down conversions for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they were 0 for 2 for 0%. So that was terrible. In the red zone, they were 0 for 2 for 0%. And like I said, the Steelers did miss a field goal earlier, which would have been the only points in this game that they did score. They were 0 for 1 on field goals, so they were 0%. Uh, like knockout knockout asked earlier who played and who didn't. Aaron Rodgers did not play, but I'm expecting Aaron Rodgers to maybe at least start next week against the Buffalo Bills in the final preseason. If not, it's going to be Will Howard and Drew Eller taking the snaps again. Mason Rudolph did not play. I don't think Mason Rudolph is going to make the 53-man roster. He's either going to get released or he's going to get traded by the Steelers because I think really Will Howard and Drew Eller have had good performances this preseason. So I think Drew Eller is going to be the backup and Will Howard will be the third string quarterback. DK Metcalf did not play, and Michael Pittman Jr. did not play. We might see DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman Jr. in the next preseason game, the third preseason game against the Buffalo Bills, which the Steelers are playing away. I thought the Steelers were playing away against the New York Jets this week. I was wrong. I said that last week in my other podcast episode, so I'm sorry for getting that wrong, guys. I thought the Steelers were playing away. They were not. They were playing at home, but they are playing away against the Buffalo Bills. Jalen Ramsey and Joey Porter Jr. did not play because Jalen Ramsey and Joey Porter Jr. are still injured. So Asante Samuel Jr. and I can't remember the other guy's name, but Asante Samuel Jr. was in there playing again for the injured Jalen Ramsey and Joey Porter Jr. Janessa, who won, Joey? The New York Jets won. The New York Jets beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 17-0. Like I mentioned earlier, the Steelers did terrible offensively. And like I said, I just started this podcast. This is the second episode, and I'm going to be doing an episode for every regular season game too. But I did do some Pittsburgh Steelers live streams last year, and I said this last year. One of the common problems for the Steelers is they would have a lot of games where they would do terrible offensively and they wouldn't be able to do anything. And that's exactly what happened in this preseason game. If they do that in the regular season, they're going to have problems. Like sometimes their defense will be able to save them, but the defense is not going to save them every single time. So another common problem. Also, like I said, Will Howard got sacked one time, and Drew Eller got sacked 3 times. So our offensive line needs to get better as well. That's pretty much it for the Steelers. I don't really have much else to say about the Steelers other than what I have already said already. Like I said, the New York Jets defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 17-0. Obviously, this is a preseason game, so in the long run, it doesn't matter because we are just kind of seeing who's playing well and who isn't, and who is and who isn't going to make the 53-man roster. Everybody on that list is going to make the 53-man roster, except maybe for. Well, let's see who's on this list. let's see. Will Howard will make the 53-man roster. Drew Eller will make the 53-man roster. Caleb Johnston will make the 53-man roster. Rico Dwaddle will make the 53-man roster. Robert Tanyan, a little iffy, but I think he'll be able to make it just based on his performances the last 2 weeks. Roman Wilson, he will make the 53-man roster. Aaron Rodgers will make the 53-man roster because he's the starting quarterback. Mason Rudolph is the only guy that I believe is not going to make the 53-man roster. I think the Steelers are going to either release or trade Mason Rudolph to a different team. Now, one team I did hear that wanted to get Mason Rudolph was the New York Jets. Yes, I did hear that. I heard that earlier this week that the New York Jets are eyeing getting Mason Rudolph from the Steelers. So there could be a possible trade with the New York Jets and the Steelers for Mason Rudolph, but we shall see. We shall see. There's the clock going off in the background. But anyway, yeah, I don't really have much else to really say about the Steelers. I said what I needed to say. Um, all I can say that the biggest outcome I can say about this game about the Pittsburgh Steelers, the 2 words I can say is common problems. That's what I gotta say. Common problems. This was a common problem last season, and this is going to be a common problem this season. Like I said, I did a couple live streams about the Pittsburgh Steelers last year, and the Pittsburgh Steelers had a lot of games where they just did terrible offensively and they couldn't get anything going, and that's exactly what happened in this game. And the one thing I would like to say is that the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line has to protect the ball better. We had 4 sacks, 4 punts. That needs to get fixed before the regular season. So common problems from the Steelers. Let's see. Randall, what do you think of Mike McCarthy? What do I think about Mike McCarthy? I think Mike McCarthy is a good head coach. He is a good head coach because, he has a winning record in the regular season. Also, he has a 50-50 record in the regular season or the off season, the playoffs. He's 50-50. He's 50-50. I think he's like 25-25 in playoff games or whatever. But you got to realize he's 25-25 in playoff games, but he has won a Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. And that was with Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, my thoughts are Mike McCarthy is a good head coach. He's very comparable to Mike Tomlin. So, yeah, I think Mike Tomlin and Mike McCarthy are both good coaches, and they're both very similar in the same ways. But, yeah, that's my thoughts. Knockout. Yeah, the offensive line needs to protect the quarterback, especially with Aaron. I do agree with that knockout. I mean, this might be a different circumstance because it's a preseason game and, we're having like second string and third string offensive linemen in there to protect the quarterback. But like I said, that's a common problem for the Steelers. Grizzly Bear, hello, Grizzly Bear, Joey Love. Thank you, Grizzly Bear. I appreciate it. Thank you for the love, Grizzly Bear. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming to stream, Grizzly Bear. Janessa, who won, Joey? Like I said, the New York Jets defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 17-0. Not the best performance by the Steelers, but it's a preseason game, so in the long run, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, the preseason for it is to see what players are doing good, what players are doing bad, and who's going to make the 53-man roster. Janessa, hi Janessa, how you doing? That's pretty much what I have to say about the Steelers. I don't really have much else to say other than common problems. What I seen in this game from the Steelers are common problems. These are problems that I have seen from the Steelers before. So I don't really have much else to say about the Steelers. So if you guys would like to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you guys would like to talk about the football game, let's talk about it. You know, yeah. So if you like I said, this is the Black and Gold podcast, a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. If you like the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you're a fan of the Black and Gold, if you're a fan of the six-time Super Bowl champs, if you're a part of Steelers Nation, then you're going to like this podcast. So, to all the Pittsburgh Steelers fan out here, come and watch the Black and Gold podcast, the Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, hosted by me, JOWTTD, aka Joey Tobias, whatever you want to call me. You can call me JOWTTD, or you can call me Joey Tobias, whatever you want to call me. But yeah, if you guys would like to talk about the Steelers, let's talk about it. So yeah, let's talk about them Steelers. Let's talk about it. And like I said, this is a later riff raff. Is this a LGBTQ chat? No, it is not. It's a Pittsburgh Steelers chat. So, Riff Raff, let me ask you a question. Are you a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers or no? And also, who's your favorite NFL team? But no, this is not an LGBTQ chat. We're not talking about anything LGBTQ related. It has nothing to do with the LGBTQ community or anything like that. It has nothing to do with anything like that in general. This chat is for the Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Pittsburgh Steelers Nation. The Black and Gold, the six-time Super Bowl champs, whatever you want to call them. So, yeah, this riffraff, this has nothing to do with LGBTQ. It has nothing to do with that. It's about the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, riffraff, like I said, let me know if you're a Steelers fan or if what your favorite team is. Like I said, we're gonna move away from that because, like I said, this is not what this podcast is about. So we're gonna move on from that. We're gonna move on from that. But like I said, this podcast is coming out pretty late. Came out. I started the podcast. Oh my god. What? I don't even know how to respond to that. I don't even know how to respond to that response, so I am going to move on. I'm not going to acknowledge it because it has nothing to do with this podcast and it has nothing to do with the Pittsburgh Steelers, so I'm moving on. But, anyways, guys, like I said, this is a late podcast. This is coming out 2 hours after the Steelers game has ended. Like I said, I'm living at my grandparents' house now, so my streams are going to come out later than normal. I would say expect that for my comic book streams, and I expect that for my gaming streams as well. I just can't really do it when my grandparents are awake, and I can't really do it when my grandparents are awake, and I can't really do it when my grandparents are awake, and I can do it at night like this, but I gotta keep my voice down. I can't be too loud, so yeah. But yeah, this stream started late, 2 hours after the Steelers game ended. I knew that, so yeah. But yeah, like I said, guys, if there's anything you'd like to talk about from this football game, or if you guys want to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, you can. This is an open podcast for Pittsburgh Steelers fans all across the world. You know, you could be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan in Mexico or Canada or the UK or Germany or whatever. You know, this is for the Pittsburgh Steelers fans. This is for Steelers Nation, the Black and Gold, the Rooney Men, the 6 time Super Bowl champs, the dominating D, whatever. So if you guys would like to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, we can. Let's talk about it. If not, well, I don't really want to end the podcast early, so, yeah. But like I said, this is the second episode of the Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, the Black and Gold podcast, a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, episode 2. Like I said, the Pittsburgh Steelers played the New York Jets at home today. They lost 17-0. The basic synopsis is that I think the Steelers could have played better offensively. Their defense played good, and common problems for the Pittsburgh Steelers today. But yeah, thank you to whoever is still watching the podcast. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching the podcast. Uh, you know I have a Friday night Smackdown news live stream I got to do too, but I think I'm just gonna cancel that because I don't have time to do these live streams this late at night because I gotta go to bed in about an hour and a half. Technically, I should be asleep right now, but I'm doing this podcast episode for you guys, so be thankful that I'm doing this podcast episode because I should be literally sleeping right now. My grandparents want me to be sleeping, but I'm still doing this podcast for you guys. Thank you to the one person who's watching the Black and Gold podcast, the Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. The person that is watching the stream, you are a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan for watching this stream. Thank you for being the only person that has watched this stream. I know we had a couple of other people in the chat earlier, and I know we had a couple other people watching the stream earlier. But I'm kind of done talking about the Steelers now. I pretty much, you know, I pretty much got done saying what I needed to say about the Steelers. All I gotta say is common problems for them, common problems. So they could have done better. hmm They could have done better. Thank you to the 2 people that are watching this stream. Thank you for watching the podcast. Thank you for watching the Black and Gold podcast, the Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. I hope you are enjoying the podcast episode so far. You know, thank you to the 2 people that are watching. You are true Pittsburgh Steelers fans for watching this podcast. To the 2 people that are watching, you are truly a part of the Steelers Nation for watching this podcast. So thank you for watching. I know that really nobody is watching the podcast right now, but if you guys would like to get the stream to 10 likes, that would be appreciated, please, and thank you. Because if you do like it, then you can get this podcast out there, and you can get this podcast the more Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there. So, if you would like to help me connect to Steelers Nation, and if you would like me to connect to the Black and Gold, the 6 time Super Bowl champs, the Rooney Man, the Dominating D, Blitzburg, That would be appreciated, please, and thank you. I am going to be ending the podcast episode in about 25 minutes. Yeah, 25. Yeah, about 25 minutes. So I'm going to end the podcast in about 25 minutes. But like I said, if you guys would like to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, or if you would like to talk about what happened in this game, that would be appreciated, please, and thank you. Um, I probably shouldn't do this, but I think I'm going to do this for the last 25 minutes. I think I'm going to try to push my Friday night Smackdown news in here while I have the time. Fuck. I know this is supposed to be a podcast about the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I kind of want to push my Friday night Smackdown news in here because this is the main stream for tonight. So, I mean, if you guys I mean, all the Steelers fans out there, and to all the people that are a part of the Steelers Nation, if you're a WWE/professional wrestling fan out there, I'm gonna do my Friday night SmackDown news. So this is the Black and Gold podcast, a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, episode 2. Friday Night SmackDown News 271 live stream. So let's get into it. So the first thing, Sami Zayn and Nick Aldis start off Friday Night SmackDown. Second thing, Cody Rhodes starts off Friday Night SmackDown. Cody Rhodes segment. Cody Rhodes calls out Randy Orton. Randy Orton segment. Nick Aldis segment. Third thing is a tag team match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. MFTs versus R-Truth and Damian Priest. Winners of the tag team match and still the WWE Tag Team Champions, MFT. Fourth thing, Kathy Kelly interview with CM Punk, interrupted by Randy Orton. Randy Orton segment. Fifth thing, Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton segment. Page segment. Interrupted by Fatal Influence segment. Sixth thing, Kathy Kelly interview with Blake Monroe. Seventh thing, singles match, Blake Monroe versus Julia. But the match never started. It was a no contest, so never started. Eighth thing, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and Tatum Paxley segment. Interrupted by Jade Cargill, Mia Yim, and B-Fab. Jade Cargill, Mia Yim, and B-Fab segment. Ninth thing, Trick Williams segment with Lil Yachty. Trick Williams calls out Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin segment. 10th thing, Kathy Kelly interview with Kevin Owens. Finn Balor segment. Gunther segment. 11th thing is a singles match, Tiffany Stratton versus Lash Legend. Winner of the singles match, Lash Legend. 12th thing, Nia Jax and Lash Legend attack Tiffany Stratton. Chelsea Green saves Tiffany Stratton from Nia Jax and Lash Legend. Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton make Nia Jax and Lash Legend retreat. 13th thing, Shinsuke Nakamura and Hiromu Takahashi, or I think it's Kenji now or whatever, the new name they gave him. I don't know, I can't remember. Segment. 14th thing is the singles match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. CM Punk the champion versus Kevin Owens. Winner of the singles match and still the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, CM Punk. And the 15th thing, Sami Zayn attacks CM Punk and Kevin Owens to end off Friday Night SmackDown. And that's pretty much it for the Friday Night SmackDown news. So, like I said, CM Punk defeated Kevin Owens in the main event of Friday Night SmackDown. So CM Punk retained the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Kevin Owens. So big win for CM Punk and a big win in the main event for CM Punk. And Sami Zayn attacks CM Punk and Kevin Owens to end off Friday Night SmackDown because, well, I don't know, Sami Zayn is making his heel run now. But anyways, yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw that Friday Night SmackDown news in, guys, because, you know, obviously this is the Black and Gold podcast, a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. But because I'm not doing a mainstream for my Friday Night SmackDown news, this right here, the Black and Gold podcast, a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, is the main stream for tonight. So I kind of wanted to push in my Friday night Smackdown news 271 live stream in here. I'm probably not going to add it to the, well, maybe I'll add it to the title. Hopefully there's enough space for the title, but yeah, uh, thank you to all the Pittsburgh Steelers fans, all the fans of Steelers Nation, for allowing me to talk about my WWE professional wrestling news on this podcast, because I kind of need to get it. I needed to get that out for my YouTube channel and for the podcast. So thank you guys for watching that portion of the stream. I'm going to be ending the stream in about 20 minutes. Yeah, about 20 minutes. So I'm going to be ending the podcast, the Black and Gold podcast, the Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, in about 20 minutes. Typically, I would do it for about an hour and a half, but because it's already like heading towards 12:30 a.m. at night, and I have to be at least in bed by getting to bed about 1:30 a.m. I'm going to end the podcast in about 20 minutes, but you know, if you guys would like to get this stream to 10 likes, that would be appreciated, please and thank you. That will definitely help get my podcast out there. Definitely get me around more Pittsburgh Steelers fans, a part of Steelers Nation, a part of the Black and Gold community. Um, you know, the 6-time Super Bowl champs and the dominating D in Pittsburgh. So if you guys would like to help me out and get the stream to 10 likes, that would be appreciated, please and thank you. You know, I know this would not be my tip. Randall, Joey, you're the man. Go Steelers. Thank you, Randall. I appreciate you. And go Steelers, Randall. But yeah, like I said, this podcast episode is later than I wanted it to be. But like I said, I got new rules. I'm at my grandparents' house now, so I have rules. I have rules that I have to follow, and there are certain things that I can and cannot do. I'm actually not even supposed to be doing this right now. I'm not even supposed to be doing this right now. I'm supposed to be sleeping, but I'm still doing it for you guys anyway. I'm just trying to not talk as loud as possible and not to disturb my sleep of my grandparents. I'm trying to be quiet. I'm trying to be calm. I'm just doing my podcast, trying to be, obviously I'm not talking as loud as I normally do, but I'm not whispering, I'm not doing ASMR, but I'm talking in a softer tone, not a louder tone, so I don't disturb the sleep of my grandparents. But yeah, typically I would do this stream for like about an hour and a half, but because it's heading towards 12:30 a.m. and I need to go to sleep within the next hour, I'm going to be ending the podcast within the next 15 minutes. But like I said, if there's anything you guys would like to talk about this Pittsburgh Steelers game, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. If you guys would like to talk about the Steelers game, let's talk about it. If you would like to talk about the Steelers, let's talk about it. So, yeah, let's talk about it, guys. I'm going to be ending the stream in 15 minutes, so uh, you know, I'm going to be streaming for another 15 minutes, so I'm open to talking about anything Pittsburgh Steelers related in the last 15 minutes of the podcast episode. thank you to the two fans of the Steelers Nation for watching the podcast. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you to the two people that are watching the Black and Gold podcast, the Pittsburgh Steelers podcast right now. That's appreciated. Thank you. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I'm just kind of relaxing now. I mean, if there's anything else people would like to talk, well, that's the first yawn on stream. Keep count of the yawns, guys. Keep count. But but yeah, but yeah. If you guys would like to get the stream to 10 likes, that would be appreciated, please and thank you. You know, we can talk about anything Pittsburgh Steelers related, or we can talk about the Friday night Smackdown news, or we can talk about anything you guys would like to talk about. If you guys have any questions for me, please ask. I know I didn't do my Q&A stream yesterday, and I would like to apologize for that. I'm sorry, guys, that I wasn't able to do Q&A live stream 32 yesterday, but the reason why I didn't do Q&A live stream 32 is because the previous phone charger I had, it was on its last legs, and it finally decided to die. But I did get a new phone charger from Walmart today. So here it is. Here's the new phone charger from Walmart. Take a look at that, guys. I don't know if you guys can see that, but here's my new phone charger from Walmart. So yeah, that's my new phone charger from Walmart. That's my new phone charger from Walmart. So everything should go back to normal. I shouldn't have any problems anymore. The only thing I'm going to say, guys, is that I know that you guys are not happy about the way I do my videos and the way that I do my live streams now, but it's kind of what I have to do because I'm living with my grandparents. So if you see a video coming out later than normal, or if you see a live stream coming out normal, just think about it like this. I'm living with my grandparents now. I have rules I have to follow. Like I said, I'm not even supposed to be doing this podcast episode right now. Randall, you're a respectful man. That's cool. Well, thank you, Randall. I appreciate it. Randall, who do the Steelers play next? The Steelers' next preseason game is next Thursday at 7 p.m. They're going to be playing the Buffalo Bills in the final preseason game of the season. And then I think the Steelers take like a 2.5 week break until they play a regular season game. The first regular season game for the Pittsburgh Steelers is against the Atlanta Falcons. I believe that is a home game, but I could be wrong. It could be a away game. I have to look, but I know next week that the Steelers are playing the Buffalo Bills, and they're going to be playing them away, and the game is going to be at 7 p.m. So, yeah, keep you guys open for the Black and Gold podcast, a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, episode 3. So keep an eye out for that next week. And like I said, guys, if you guys would like to get this stream to 10 likes, that would be appreciated, please, and thank you. Because I am trying to get this podcast out here. I'm trying to get it to all the Pittsburgh Steelers, all the Pittsburgh Steelers fans all over the world. Just not the United States, like Canada, Mexico, the UK, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, wherever there's Steelers fans of the Steelers Nation, I want to get it to them. So if you guys can get this stream to 10 likes in the next 10 minutes, that would be appreciated, please and thank you. because that would be appreciated. I'm trying to get this podcast out here. Like, I hope you guys enjoy the podcast so far. I mean, I might not be the best podcaster in the world, and really, I don't even have a setup for a podcast. I don't really have a setup for a podcast. I'm just doing this. I'm doing this live stream on my iPhone, and that's pretty much how I've done my videos since 2019. Like I said, I started my YouTube channel in 2019. I've been uploading YouTube videos for 7 years. I've been uploading YouTube shorts for 7 years, but I've only started streaming on YouTube for for 8 months now. I've started in late 2025, early 2026 when I hit 1,000 subscribers and I build a big enough fan base to do it on YouTube. So yeah. But yeah, guys. I'm gonna be ending the podcast in about the next 10 minutes. So yeah, if you guys would like to get the podcast to 10 episodes, that would be appreciated. Or 10 episodes. We'll definitely get this podcast to 10 episodes. But if you guys would like to get this stream to 10 likes, that would be appreciated. Please and thank you. And that would definitely help me out. Please and thank you. I'm actually kind of thirsty, guys. So I'm gonna get up and get a drink here. I'm gonna get up and get a drink, guys. I'm kind of thirsty here. Guys. So I'm gonna get up and get a drink. Ah, damn, that bottle's in the way. I know, guys. You can't see me. I know, guys. You can't really see me right now. Maybe, I guess you kind of see me better now. Sorry, guys. I need a drink. I need a sip of something. I'm kind of thirsty here. Ah, sorry. I'm just drinking I'm drinking Hawaiian Punch Orange Ocean. That's what I'm drinking right now, guys. You know what? I think I want to grab a little snack before I head to bed. I think I want to grab a little snack before I head to bed. Damn it, get shut. Ah, damn it. Sorry, guys. I'm eating a snack before I go to bed. Human help. We love LGBTQ chat. Well, guess what? This is not an LGBTQ chat. This is a Pittsburgh Steelers chat. This is my podcast, the Black and Gold podcast, the Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, hosted by me, JOWTDD, or Joey Tobias. This has nothing to do with the LGBTQ community, and it just has nothing to do with that. So we're just going to move on, and we're not going to talk about that. Plus, I'm ending the stream in 5 minutes anyways, so it doesn't really matter if you're here or not. Ah, crap. Sorry, Randall. I didn't mean to remove your chat, but it's okay. You're still in the stream. But anyway, I got a midnight snack here. A midnight snack. I'm gonna eat this before I go to bed. Well, I'm not going to bed yet, but I have to be in bed in about an hour. This is a crumbled top glazed donut. It's a crumbled top glazed donut by this donut is by Entenmann's. I think it's Entenmann Classic Donuts. Human Help. Have you ever had Krispy Kreme? Yes, I've had Krispy Kreme. I love Krispy Kreme donuts, but I don't get it very often because we don't have Krispy Kreme in the city that I live. But we do have a Krispy Kreme donuts that's 45 minutes away. But like I said, I don't have it very often. Them Edelmans are fine. There, no. Randall, I wish I had a pop right now. I have a Diet Coke upstairs. I know Diet Coke. That's what my grandparents buy. My grandparents either buy zero sugar or diet, which don't get me wrong, I'll drink diet and I'll drink zero sugar, but I prefer regular Pepsi. I prefer regular Coca-Cola. I prefer regular, but that's what my grandparents buy, so I'm not going to argue with it. IR Brick 17, I look like who? You got to be a little bit more specific. Human Help, you're so lucky to have sugar. My doctor says I can't have sugar because of diabetes. He says sugar will make me gain weight and I might lose an ankle. Yes, that's basically what diabetes does. Human Help. I would just like to say my father had type 2 diabetes. He did not die from type 2 diabetes, but he did have it. But he did. My real dad did pass away in 2017 of COPD at the age of 50 years old of COPD. Randall, those Edelmans are fine. Yeah, I don't think they're called Edelmans. I think they're called Entenmann's Classic Donuts. That's what they're called. But yes, I've had Krispy Kreme donuts. We just don't. The closest Krispy Kreme donuts from where I live is 45 minutes away. I've had them, but I don't have them that often. Randall Diet Coke is my jam. I like Diet Coke, but I prefer regular Coca-Cola. Human Help, my doctor says I should stop drinking soda pop. He says it's bad for my health. Well, it's bad for everybody, but I still drink it anyways. Human Help, damn, I'm really sorry to hear about your dad. That's way too young for a father to pass away. But anyways, guys, if you guys would like to get this podcast episode to 10 likes, that would be appreciated, please, and thank you. Let's get this podcast episode to 10 likes, but that is the Black and Gold podcast, the Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, episode 2. If you enjoyed the podcasts by me, host JOWTTD, or Joey Tobias, So yeah, if you guys would like to please like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel, turn on all the notifications for all my videos, and come back to my Q&A, gaming, and comic book streams that
that would be appreciated, please and thank you. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, guys, if you guys would like to please like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel. If you are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you're going to love this podcast. So if you guys like the Pittsburgh Steelers, and if you want to watch a podcast about the Pittsburgh Steelers podcast, this is the podcast for you. And that is the Black and Gold Podcast, a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast hosted by me, JOWTTD, Joey Tobias. And if you guys like it, please like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel. Get this stream to 10 likes, and that's it for me. I'm signing off for the night. So you guys, you know, so yeah, you guys have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream, which will be my comic book stream, comic book live stream 14 or 15, I can't remember. All you need to know is I'm reading a one-off Godzilla comic book, and that's what I'm reading, and then after that, I'm gonna get into superhero groups like the Avengers, Justice League, Fantastic Four, Entenmann donuts are pretty good, but to be honest, they're kind of dry. I have to have with some sort of liquid. Yeah, I have some milk and Diet Coke. Human Help, thank you for sharing about the podcast. I'll look into it. Human Help. Human Help, okay, sir, have a good night. Human Help, I'm a Denver Broncos fan. Should I change teams? No, definitely not. I'm not saying you have to change your team. I'm not saying you have to change your team. You don't have to do anything. If you're a Broncos fan, that's cool. I'm just saying my podcast is about the Pittsburgh Steelers because I'm a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I've been a Pittsburgh Steelers fan my whole life. And also my whole dad's side of my family were Pittsburgh Steelers fans, so I'm just continuing the legacy of liking the Pittsburgh Steelers with them while doing a podcast about the Pittsburgh Steelers. But you don't have to change your team. If you like the Denver Broncos, then you like the Denver Broncos. Human Help. Okay, sir. Have a good night. Have good dreams. Thank you, Human Help. I appreciate it. Okay, guys. You guys have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you guys. Bye, everybody. Bye. See you later.